This is episode 5 of Action Relay, and today we're going to be talking about Kingdom Hearts, Kirby, and Five Nights at Freddy's. Hello, welcome to the show, and today I want to start off with the latest Kingdom Hearts news. D23 in Japan happened, I think, last week, and at D23 we got two new Kingdom Hearts trailers, not one but two. I didn't think we were going to get any. I thought it was going to be some information that the D23 would see and we would never see, and we would have to wait until E3. But no, we got two. One of them is a gameplay trailer showing off the new world, and another is the song trailer. Let's start with the gameplay trailer. So this showed a lot of story beats too in the beginning and the end. It showed a character I am not familiar with. I love Kingdom Hearts, but I'm mostly a 1 and 2 kind of Kingdom Hearts fan. I didn't really dabble into the spin-offs as much. I played a little bit of Birth by Sleep. I don't know if he was in Birth by Sleep. I played a good amount of Days, but I don't really remember much from Days besides the multiplayer mode. Same with Birth by Sleep. Played a lot of the Birth by Sleep multiplayer. Hope Kingdom Hearts 3 has some multiplayer. But I didn't play. I'm now playing Chain of Memories for the first time. I didn't play Dream Drop Distance yet, even though I have it. I have both the collections, so I should have all of these spin-offs here, alongside Dream Drop Distance on the 3DS. I don't have the 2.8, because I don't have a PS4, so I'm going to have to play it on the 3DS, which is fine. I really don't mind that. But yeah, I don't know this character, and apparently Sora does not know this character either, so, I'm right there with him. It's going to be a lot like Kingdom Hearts 2, where he knows nothing and I know nothing. So that should be fun. After that, they showed a bit more of the Toy Story story. Not a whole lot, just kind of how the toys actually spot Sora, Donald, and Goofy in the world. Then they moved on to the new world, which is Monsters Inc. Finally, the leak that happened a while ago, which showed off a bunch of areas of this Monsters Inc. world. People were speculating maybe it was fake. It was probably real because there was a lot of 3D models in that, a lot of fully 3D environments that would be just an insane amount of work just to fake. So yeah, we finally get the confirmation that it is real, and we see Mike and Sully, who are obviously going to be our partners in this world, alongside Donald and Goofy, which I haven't talked about yet. This is something that I love about 1 and 2 that's not really represented a lot in the spin-offs, and that's the party. So obviously, occasionally you'll get a party member in these spin-offs. I think Dream Drop Distance, you have a party of Dream Eaters. Again, I haven't played it, so I wouldn't know if they stick around for the entire game. But in Birth by Sleep, sometimes you will get a party member, but then they'll leave pretty quickly. I think you get like Mickey at some point in Birth by Sleep. But in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, you get that party throughout the entire game, and that seems to be elevated in this game, because in 1 and 2, when you visited a world which had a party member that you could acquire for that world, you would have to switch off Donald or Goofy, and it's like, why would you do that? You're missing out on experience for Donald or Goofy just to have this one character on your team for this one world, then they'll go away forever. But in this game, the people that are in the world that join your party are actually just added to your party. They don't take over Donald or Goofy's slot, so you get like a party of 4 characters, which is pretty great. And the battles just seem huge now. That's one thing I've noticed too with the Toy Story world, especially, is these battles just seem like there's tons of Heartless everywhere, very Muso-like, with all the special moves and stuff going off. You gotta wonder how often those special moves will actually appear, because they seem like screen clearers. Like every single one seems like a screen clear, and they're happening all the time in these trailers. You gotta wonder how often that will actually happen in the game. Hopefully not too often, because you want it to be a little bit difficult. Kingdom Hearts is not a Muso as much as this one looks like one. And then They showed off some of the world. There is like a grinding section on in the door factory, which looks awesome. There is an escape sequence. It looks like a chase sequence from Monsters Inc. So this game seems to, what I can tell, take place right as they find Boo in Monsters Inc. And then it goes until the end of Monsters Inc., where the Scream floor is turned into the laugh floor. So you get to play out the scene where I think Boo shows up in the restaurant, and then the helicopters come, and I'm imagining that's what that escape sequence is. You're running away from the helicopters trying to find Boo. And near the end, uh, you confront Vanitas at the laugh floor, the now converted laugh floor at the end of the movie. And so I'm imagining that's where that's going to end. I think that Vanitas conflict is the end of the Monsters Inc. world. What else? We get to see two more transformations for the Keyblade, the Monsters Inc. Keyblade, which are two claws, which I don't know if they transform past that, but there's two claws, and then there's double yo-yos, which transform into this like giant monster mouth, which chomps on the Heartless, which looks really cool. I'm excited for those yo-yos. One thing I'm curious about is if these transformations carry over from world to world. I should probably maybe look back at the Tangled world because I think we saw the light gun, the Tangled gun in other worlds, so maybe it does transfer from world to world. So even more reason to pick a certain Keyblade over others for those transformations. What else did we see? So we got the W yo-yo, we've got that. Yeah, I think that was mostly it for the gameplay. Oh no, this isn't really a gameplay tidbit, but we got to see the keychain is Boo in her costume, in her monster outfit, which is really nice. Yeah, so that's that, and then we saw Vanitas, and Sora doesn't recognize Vanitas. I recognize Vanitas because of Birthplace of Sleep. I played the Ventus story, not to completion, but very very close. So I did get to see Vanitas. I know him. So yeah, that was the gameplay trail. It looks good. Speedrunners are concerned. I've looked up a lot of people's thoughts, and I've seen some speedrunners concerned about the gameplay. I'm not sure what exactly they're talking about because again, I haven't played the spin-offs, which the speedrunners seem to have issue with. Is the spin-offs done by the Osaka team, and the Osaka team seems to be taking over for Kingdom Hearts 3 now, the mainline game, instead of the like traditional Kingdom Hearts team, which has been working on Final Fantasy 15. And so I don't know what the issues are with the games now, and I don't know if Kingdom Hearts. It seems like Kingdom Hearts is not solving those issues, so we'll have to see how that turns out. Hopefully it's fine. Hopefully everyone loves it. It's been what 10 years, 15 years since Kingdom Hearts started. Now we're finally getting the conclusion of this saga we've been following for all these games. I'm excited. They also announced that Mickey's Giant World will be appearing in some way. And I think they showed a screenshot of it off screen, and it's like a mini game. It looks like it's not like a big world; it's just a little mini game. It looks very Game and Watch esque. They haven't confirmed a multiplayer mode yet, which worries me. However, they have announced that the release date for the game will be announced at E3, which probably means that we will get another big blowout of information at E3. Maybe another big trailer. They'll probably finally confirm that Frozen World, or they'll finally show off the Big Hero 6 world. So yeah, we'll get the confirmation then. This game's probably not coming out to holiday then, if the release date's going to be at E3. At least they tell us. At least we know now to look forward to E3. I'm very, very excited to see more, and I hope we get a confirmation of a multiplayer mode, or something of the like. But before we move on from Kingdom Hearts, one thing I wanted to discuss is the animation in the cutscenes. So, what I'm assuming with this game is that all of the cutscenes, everything is going to be voiced pretty much. So in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, there were scenes that were not voiced. There were cutscenes that you had to like read through all the dialogue, and the animation in those cutscenes wasn't like as fluid or detailed as the cutscenes that were voiced. But now, since every cutscene is voiced, I'm worried that they're going to be spreading themselves too thin with trying to get like really good quality across all of the cutscenes. Because if you watch every cutscene from Kingdom Hearts 3, there's maybe one scene that has fluid animation between Donald, Goofy, and Sora, and that is the very first time they show up in the Toy Story world and they like see themselves as toys. Like that looks fine, but every other cutscene, Donald and Goofy just look wrong, especially Mickey too. At the end of the song, which I haven't discussed yet, maybe I should go back and discuss the song trailer. Uh, at the end of the song trailer, there was a scene with Riku and Mickey looks good, but the animation looks dead. He, like his eyes never move, his mouth never changes, he never fluidly goes from like happy to sad or concerned or anything like that that he would in Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2. Maybe not 1. Scratch that, just 2. Because he shows up right at the end of 1. We don't really see him too much. But definitely at the end of 2. Not just 2 in general. He has a lot. That's like the best animation I've seen for Mickey in a game, even more than Epic Mickey. And so to see him kind of like really stiff, his mouth doesn't really move as fluidly as it would. It's a bit concerning, and I hope we see maybe some more fluid animation in future trailers, maybe at E3. And hopefully we get the English dub too. I'm really looking forward to hear the English voices again. If you want a comparison real quick, is look at the cutscenes from Kingdom Hearts 3 and then look at the secret cutscene at the end of the last Kingdom Hearts game, the Fragmentary Passage, the prequel with Aqua. There's a scene with Sora, Donald, and Goofy, and that has really nice animation. And just compare those two side by side, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So yeah, then I guess we could also talk about the song real quick. So the song, I didn't like. I did not like it, but I wasn't sure about it on my first listen. But as I've been listening to it more and more, I'm actually really liked it. I'm really looking forward to hearing the full version of it because we only got a minute of it. Um, it's very different to the other two songs, even the non-remix version. So in Kingdom Hearts 1, Simple and Clean, the opening, it's actually a remix version of Simple and Clean. It's not the standard version of it. But even the standard version of Simple and Clean is very different to the song we got now, which is good. It's good that it's not like another remix version of the same songs. It's good that it's like fresh, it's new. Um, that's what Kingdom Hearts 3 needed, is something fresh and new for a theme song. So that's really great. So it's all looking good. Kingdom Hearts 3 is looking good, I think. We'll have to see how the gameplay turns out, how the balance turns out. Hopefully we don't get a balloon situation. I saw, at least that's the one thing from Dream Drop Distance that people really despised, was the balance of the balloon skill. So hopefully we don't get anything like that. Moving on to Kirby. We got some good Kirby information. There was Famitsu revealed a bunch of stuff, and then they just posted it on the website with tons of clips, like 10 minutes of clips, to sift through. And so I think the most important thing was that we got the 2 new powers. More like 1 new power, because one of them is just a screen clear. The festival ability is just a screen clear ability, which is a little weird because we already have 2 other screen clear abilities. I think now we know the full ability list, and we have 3 screen clears, which seems a bit excessive. We did get to see some gameplay of the cook ability through the partner, not through Kirby. We didn't get to see Kirby use cook. We got to see the partner that had the cook ability, and he seems to have a full moveset now, alongside the screen clear that is just a full moveset. So who knows if Crash ends up getting a full moveset, or even if Festival ends up getting a full moveset. We'll have to see. But even 2 screen clears may be a bit too much. We don't get Mike, which is the best screen clear. Sadly, that one was left out. I don't know, I can't get excited for a screen clear ability. It's cool, it's definitely visually interesting, but I just can't get excited for it. Thankfully, I can get excited for the next ability, because it is a staff. Think the Monkey King, or think Kid Goku. It's that. It's a staff which can extend, and Kirby can pole vault off of it, and it has a really crazy reach, so he can pole vault and then stab down. It looks awesome. I'm very excited for it. I'm hoping the pole vault is maybe fast. I'm interested to see if it's faster. More abilities to use in the speedrun would be nice. It's not necessary, but it would be nice to not just see fire the entire speedrun. Hopefully the 100% speedrun is fun too. And hopefully we get a cool sub mode, which hasn't been revealed yet. The previous three Kirby games have had sub modes. After you beat the game, you unlock the like new game plus pretty much. In Return to Dreamland, it was the EX mode, which was the same thing as the regular one, but enemies did more damage. The bosses are more aggressive. They have more moves. Kirby has half the health. Um, and then in Triple Deluxe, we get the DDD tour, which is the story, but now from DDD's perspective, and then the Meta Nightmare from Robobot, which is you play as Meta Knight through the story, and you have like a lot of crazy abilities, which is just crazy for speedrunning. There's lots of crazy tech in there, so hopefully we get a really cool mode for the sub mode in uh, what's this game called? Star Allies. Star Allies. Not used to saying it yet. But yeah, hopefully we get some cool sub mode for that. But we did get um some new information about the bosses. So the one general that we knew about, the ice water general, is actually a like one part of a triplet group of generals. So there is a fire general, and I'm going to assume a lightning general. They all look very similar. So this game's Koopalings, I guess. I wish they weren't so visually similar. I wish we got like a lot of crazy, interesting bosses instead of three of the same thing. But what are you gonna do? So there's gonna be three bosses with these generals, and who knows? They're probably gonna team up at the end for like a finale fight. Um, so yeah, two new characters, not bad. What else did we get? So we know all that. We know that Sleep is back. We knew about Sleep for a while. I don't think Spear is in at all. I don't think Wheelie is in. I think a lot of people are upset that Wheelie is not in. Um, so yeah, we got the full list of abilities. And then next, we found out about the mini games, and this was the thing I was worried about the most for this game, and that fear was justified. Hold on a sec. Take a sip. So in Return to Dreamland, which is the game I can most closely compare to this game because it is the big console 4-player Kirby. In that game, the sub games, the mini games, were pretty much mini games. They were Mario Party mini games. But in Triple Deluxe and Robobot, they were almost like smaller games. They weren't mini games because they had like lots of different levels and lots of different modes. Kirby Fighters is obviously the best one. Any mini game is going to look bad compared to that because that just had so much to offer. It was this multiplayer Smash Brothers like Kirby game with like 6 levels, and all the abilities were balanced for like multiplayer versus gameplay. Like they were changed so that they were balanced for this new gameplay style. And there was a classic mode, and there was team battles, and there was items. And then they put out like a special version of it on the eShop with more stuff, a better classic mode, more stages, more items, more abilities. And so to go from that to pretty much the Mario Party minigame in which you're climbing up the ship and you have to switch sides, that's what that is a little bit disappointing because that's all the minigame is. It's that one situation where you're chopping down a tree and you have to switch sides when you see a worm coming down. That's it. You just mash the button and you switch sides. That's the game. And the other one is a baseball minigame, which seems like it lasts 3 seconds. So you have to build up a meter 3 times and then hit a QTE as the ball is coming. And so you build up the meter and you hit the ball, and that's it. That's the minigame. Compared to the other minigames from Robobot and Triple Deluxe, even the ones that were weaker. So like DDD's Drum Dash and 3D Rumble, which I would say were probably the weaker side of the minigames in those two. These don't even come close. Not even close. They are pretty weak on the minigames with this. So that's a little bit disappointing. Yeah. Other than that, the game looks good. I'm a bit worried about the interesting boss fights. Wispy is not as interesting as Triple Deluxe or Robobot either. The version of Wispy in Triple Deluxe and Robobot had like so many phases, so many different moves, and this just looks like a standard Wispy fight in Star Allies, which is a bit disappointing. However, Wispy in those games came after the end of the first world. Wispy in this game seems to take place right at the end of the first level, so that's probably why it's very basic and easy. The DDD boss did look a lot better, but the thing is because you have 4 characters, the attention has to be split among these 4 characters. However, a lot of these bosses looked like they were built for fighting one character. Like especially with the DDD boss, it's just the standard DDD boss before he transforms, and that standard DDD boss is not fit for fighting four different characters. So it's just there's just a lot of chaos, and it doesn't seem like what you do really. It doesn't seem like you need to pay attention as much as you would in the Robobot or Triple Deluxe. And like they just had made a game that was all about four-player bosses that was really good and really challenging with Team Kirby Clash Deluxe. That was actually really challenging. I haven't beat it yet because it's so hard, and so it's weird to see them mess up the four-player bosses like this. But yeah, we'll have to see how it turns out. I'm hoping it has a good sub mode. I'm hoping there's more modes. You know, I'm hoping this is a uh, Superstar Ultra situation where it's got like tons of modes. Maybe like those two mini games are fine because there's like 12 mini games. You know, we'll have to see. We still don't know if there's online at all. There probably isn't, but it would be nice to get a confirmation if or not. But yeah, it's coming out soon. It's coming out in less than a month. So that's pretty crazy. So yeah, that's Kirby. I guess we will move on to our last topic. Oh wait, no. Before we do that, I actually have a snack. You know, I didn't forget about this segment. We still got a snack to do. Uh, Still got a lot left in that box I need to eat. So let's get this one done. I don't know what this is called. There's not a name on it. The tag that usually gives me the English name of the uh snack is it just says candy. So I don't know what this is exactly called. Let me open this up. If I had to describe it, it looks like a chocolate stick, almost Pocky-esque, and it has like flakes on it. Ooh, it's stretchy. I didn't assume it was gonna be stretchy, so it doesn't. Maybe it's not chocolate. Oh god, I don't know what this is. Oh, it's weird. I kind of don't want to eat this, but I guess I have to. Uh, yeah, let's take a bite. Mm. Oh, oh, oh god. Oh, it's so bad. Oh, ugh. Ugh. Oh god, I feel bad about this. There's like 6 things in here, and I only had half of one. Oh, and I don't really want to stop. Oh, I don't even know when I'm supposed to like finish eating this. Oh, oh, it's so strong. Oh, oh where's my water? Oh god. Oh. Oh, excuse me. Saw that coming. Woo. Oh, it's still lingering. Oh, I do not like this at all. Oh god. Oh god. Whew. Whew. Oh god. Oh, that was awful. Oh, that got worse as it went on. Yeah, I don't like those. That was like I don't even know how to describe that. It tastes like vomit. Ugh. God, these snacks have just been a downward spiral. The first one I had was pretty good. I was hoping for better from the rest of this stuff. Oh, maybe I should have saved that one for last or something. Or these have just been getting worse. Oh boy. God. Okay. Oh god, now that that's over, we can continue to our final Topic. Ugh. Ugh. Still, it's like stuck. It's like stuck right there. Oh, I got it. Alright, there we go. Whew. So, Five Nights at Freddy's is ending, or at least Five Nights at Freddy's as we know it is over. What has happened is, if you are unaware, which is fine because I imagine most people fell off the series by now. Um, after Five Nights at Freddy's World, I imagine most people got sucker punched out of the fandom. But after that game, we actually got two great games with Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location and Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, which is the end of the series, or at least the end of the Scott Cawthon produced series, which is what this news post that he put up is about. In this news post that he just put out on February 16th, he mentions that he has been getting a lot of offers from other people to help him out with other projects involving Five Nights at Freddy's. Like he's been promising a console remake for the series and a VR game and other things, and people have approached him to help him make these things, and he's pretty much said, "No, I want to finish the series on my own by myself." And that's what he did. He did it. The last game is the end of the series, and so now that that's over, he's mentioned that he's much more open into actually going into these projects and letting other developers handle the franchise, and that's pretty much what's going to happen from now on. Scott is not going to be solely making these games anymore. These games are going to be made by who knows who. He says experienced publisher in his post. Hopefully this game will be, hold on, let me read it. I would want it to become from an experienced publisher that could really make something incredible. You guys deserve better than one guy at his computer making these games anyway. So yeah, who knows who's going to be making it? Like Ubisoft or something? Who knows? But that is it. That is end of Five Nights at Freddy's, developed by Scott Cawthon. This one guy who's been making these games for 4 years. That's over, and it's been a ride. It's definitely been a ride. The hype has never stopped. You know, it went from one game right into the teaser for the next game, and it's been incredible. I love Five Nights at Freddy's, and it's sad to see the confirmation that it is pretty much over. That is definitely sad. You know, like he said, we're gonna get more games, but it's not gonna be the same. You know, it's gonna be very different. It's gonna be like almost like a reboot probably with these new developers taking over the series. It's gonna be like a spin-offs and stuff. Um, so yeah, it's sad. I'm going to replay these games every October because I love them. But as far as new games, we'll have to wait and see how good they are and what they are. If they are the console releases, who knows? So like the engine he's made them in would not work for consoles, which is why he would need someone to partner with to make a console release because he doesn't know how to work in any other engine besides the one he uses. So we would need to partner with someone to get these games out on consoles. So who knows how that's gonna work? If it's gonna be like they're gonna port the game over, or if they're gonna remake the game entirely from scratch in new engines. Who knows? Um, Other than that, the VR game. Who knows? Is that gonna be a VR remake of the games, or is it gonna be a brand new game? I'm not gonna play that. VR Five Nights at Freddy's sounds terrifying, and I'd rather not. Um, yeah, and more. I don't know what and more is referring to. Maybe I missed another news post, but yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see how those turn out. It'll probably be a lot longer of a wait than what we're used to. Um, I think he's also talking about how he wants to be more open. He doesn't want to be as cryptic with his announcements as he was in the past. You know, Pizzeria Simulator was pretty much developed in secret up until it was released. He pretty much said the game was canceled and that it was not happening, and then it just came out and it happened. It's the end of the series. Surprise. Um, so yeah, that's how that's gonna be now. That's Five Nights at Freddy's now. And of course, we're gonna have like I think one more book is happening, as well as the movie, which just got confirmed to be, I think, directed by Chris Columbus, who I think produced Gremlins and directed the first two Harry Potter movies. That's a pretty decent track record. So hopefully that movie turns out good. You know, between this movie and the Mario movie, I think at least one of these will be the next good video game movie, sitting there right besides Sonic OVA and the Animal Crossing movie as the next good video game movie. So yeah, like outside of that, the next Scott Cawthon developed thing is going to be something new, but that's after an update for Pizzeria Simulator. So Scott has confirmed, and I think we all assumed that there was going to be at least one update. Uh, Five Nights 4, the RPG spinoff, Sister Location have all had at least one update after the game came out. So I think it was, uh, I wouldn't say guaranteed, but it was guaranteed that this game was also going to be getting an update of some sort. And so the two ideas he's proposing is an endless tycoon night and a custom night, an ultimate custom night. So the tycoon mode, he mentions that it would have new items and day-to-day challenges, or some kind of ultimate custom night featuring lots of characters. And he said the updates would be free. Of course, the game itself was free, so hopefully the updates would have also be free. He's asking us to kind of vote for it, or kind of voice our opinions on which one we would want more. I'm not sure, because I think a ultimate custom night with lots of characters could be crazy. However, the Five Nights at Freddy's Pizzeria Simulator gameplay, the survival gameplay, I think would be the weakest to actually have a custom night for, because you can't see the animatronics. So, like, I feel like the opportunity for new mechanics would be a lot less than, say, like making an ultimate custom night for Five Nights 3 or even Five Nights 4. So even Five Nights 4 would be kind of lame. So maybe Five Nights for 3. So I don't know how they're gonna handle that, or how he's not there. He in this game made about one guy. How he would handle that. If it's like a complete rework of how the nights work in Pizzeria Simulator, I'd be down for that. If it's like a really like revamped custom night, like there's tons of characters and there's lots of different nights, I think that would work. I think I would prefer that. However, if it is just Five Nights 6 and that same style of survival gameplay, I'd much prefer the tycoon mode. I hope the tycoon mode would. I would assume like the thing about the tycoon mode is, would it have the survival gameplay? Because that's how it worked in the story. You would have the tycoon mode. You would do your mini games in the tycoon mode, and then you would head to the day shift where you would have to survive as you did your duties. So I wonder if that would also take part, or if it would just be like a much different game than what we've been playing. If there would even be mini games, or if it would just be all like tycoon management. That'd be interesting. I'd actually be really interested, especially with like new day-to-day challenges in an endless tycoon mode. That sounds pretty cool. Who knows? I'm interested in both. Just do both. Can you do both? I'd like both. It's hard to choose because I really really want both. I'd be sad if I had to miss out on either one of these because these both sound great. Um, so yeah, that's it. That's Five Nights at Freddy's. One other thing that happened with Five Nights recently is that there was a toy fair, and so we got a new set of toys for Five Nights, which are uh, what I can describe as Five Nights at Freddy's cart, which they look amazing. The cart designs are crazy, and it's gotten a lot of people asking for a Five Nights at Freddy's kart racer. Of course, why would you would all like immediately want that after seeing these character designs? They look amazing. So yeah, that's something I've been wanting for a while. Is as soon as I saw the RPG designs for the characters, which were like small and cuter, I was like, oh, they need to put these in a kart racer. Of course, that's the first thing I thought of. That's the first spin-off that I think Five Nights should have had, is a kart racer. And so now seeing these designs, it like fueled that desire even more. So I hope maybe one day, I don't know, get Sumo on the phone. Let's get a Five Nights kart racer. I'd be totally down for that. But anyway, that's the news. We're only like a half an hour in. I guess real quick before we end, I could touch on something that's pretty important, something that means a lot to the community that I wouldn't say I'm a part of, but I love, and that is the Smash 4 community. There has been, after Frostbite happened, there were 3 Bayonettas in the top 10, or not top 10, top 8, and there were maybe some undeserved kills with the SDI and everything going on, the crazy Bayonetta stuff, and people dying at 20%. And there's been this backlash against Bayonetta and saying that they should just ban her from competing in Smash 4, the character. No one's allowed to play as Bayonetta. I'm not entirely sure if we have the information, the data to actually make such a decision. Because here's the thing that happened is a lot of the top players weren't even at the tournament. You know, it was pretty much the buzz, like outside of the Bayonetta players, it's pretty much the buzz and Fatality, and maybe oh and yeah, Mr. R. But a lot of the top players like MK Leo and all, like tons of the Japanese players and Void, they were all in Japan competing in a Japanese tournament. So of course, like all the Bayonettas that stayed home and went to Frostfight, like of course there would be tons of Bayonettas in the top 8. And even if you watch these matches, like in retrospect, I've been watching some of these matches with like Bayonetta Dittos and a Bayonetta in the match, and I don't see the problem. These are exciting matches to me, and it didn't seem like too crazy. Like the thing is, if you watch some of the matches between the characters that know how to deal the people that know how to deal with Bayonetta, like Tweak knows how to fight against Bayonetta, and nothing in those that set seems cheap. You know, compared to like versing someone that doesn't know how to fight Bayonetta. You know, nothing in those that set with Tweak or Mistake or Salem, nothing seemed like undeserved there. You know, whereas a tournament just happened today where Hungrybox died off the top like tons of times because he SDI'd up too much. Uh, that's a little disappointing. Like seeing a character die at 20 is never good. Um, but I think a lot of it has to do with learning the matchup. I really do, and I really don't see too much of an issue with Bayonetta as she currently is. Of course, it could change. Of course, like if we get a top 8 that's all Bayonettas, and even then, even if there's a top 8 with all Bayonettas, uh, that's just one tournament. You know, we need more data before we can make a decision like banning Bayonetta. And again, I don't think this tournament was a very good representation of that because there were just so many Bayonetta players there and so little of the top like the top tier players that don't play Bayonetta there. You know? And so I'm on the not banning Bayonetta side of this argument, I suppose. Um, I don't really see a reason to. And my opinion on Bayonetta as just like a character in Smash 4, I'm not a competitor, so I'm obviously not taking a competitor stance in this. But I really like her. I like fighting as her. I like fighting against her. I never felt cheapened by how I would die. But again, I'm not facing like the top tier Bayonettas. Maybe I'd have a different opinion if I was competing in these tournaments. However, I'm not, so I can only have that outsider's opinion. But yeah, I'm hoping that the Smash 4 community doesn't get split apart by this too much. I'm hoping we can rebound and get excited for Evo and have a good Evo top 8, like at 12 in the morning because we got Saturday slot. I'm hoping that happens. I hope we bounce back from this. I hope like players learn how to fight Bayonetta because that's what we should do. We should try and see if there's counterplay because one thing there was a Melee player talking about it and how he said there was a time where Fox was all of top 8 and that people thought Fox was the best character ever. However, they learned to counterplay him. And now like the top 8s in Melee are like super varied with tons of characters. And so I wonder and I hope that Smash 4 players can learn to perhaps counter her because I don't think she's as broken as people are making her out to be. She's definitely not ban-worthy broken, I don't think. If you think she's boring, then like ban Sonic, ban Rosalina. I don't think that's a really valid reason to ban a character is that she's boring to watch or boring to play against. Because there are plenty of characters in any Smash game that are like that. I think Fox is boring. I think watching Melee Fox up throw up air Jigglypuff and killing her at 40% is boring and stupid. I hate it. But he's here. Just gotta accept it and move on to the next tournament. I wish people didn't like get so mad about this because this is a game you're supposed to love. If you're in this community and you love this game, it's weird to see people getting so frustrated about Bayonetta because she's real. I don't think she's that bad. I don't. Anyway, I should probably stop before I say something I shouldn't about Bayonetta. Um, yeah, let's bounce back from this. Let's learn the counters. Hungrybox did really, Hungrybox did pretty good against the Bayonetta with Jigglypuff, the worst character in the game. You know, the worst character versus the best character, and it didn't seem as bad as it should. He did pretty good against that Bayonetta. He lost, but he did pretty good. He almost won, which is pretty impressive for playing as Jigglypuff, the worst character in the game. Debatably, some people think DDD is worse. But yeah, that's good enough. 40 minutes. Wish it had been a bit longer, but you know, that's it. Thank you for watching. Hope my opinion on the Smash 4 Bayonetta topic wasn't didn't anger you at all. You know, it's just for discussion, just playing devil's advocate. Yeah, that's the episode. Got it out quick before I go. Podcast tip: do prep work before your podcast. I've been trying to record this episode like 3 separate times. I get halfway through and I hate it because I just can't think of what to move on to. And this time, of course, I took my advice from episode 2 and I wrote show notes down. And this went a lot better than my other recordings. So yeah, do prep work on your podcast. Do like graphics or do a show notes or something. This is true for anything. You know, you can't do the whole animation in one go. You got your key animation and then you do the in betweens. You know, there's an order to this stuff. So that's my podcast tip for the end of this episode. Uh, Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Goodbye.